Oh no, we got a portal. Hello, Acer. Thank you for popping in. How's the music? Too loud? Not loud enough? Okie doke, good. Alright, actually, come to think of it, there's nothing stopping me from just switching to the art right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So I thought I would, Sorry, trying to get my thoughts together when I'm a little inebriated is always a bit of a struggle. But I've been thinking about some of my original characters, about doing something with them again, and I may or may not do so. But either way, getting a little bit of doodling in is never a bad thing. So let's start with... I'm on the wrong thingamajig. Here we are. Let's start with Eric. So this particular dudes, they're my Borbos, yes. Now let's see, that is pretty enormous, so let's just... Whoop, 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 whoop. We are listening to some tunes by Game Chops tonight, and they're randomized. Oops, sorry. Why don't I just... Bigger isn't a bad thing. I have to convince myself of that because it used to be that I would really not... I would have very tiny canvases, and I have no idea why. I think it started out as habit when I didn't... That's actually not quite what I wanted to do, but... Back when I had a really garbage computer and like my file sizes had to be smaller, it would like destroy them. But yeah, so Eric is a character I made at the end of high school, very beginning of college. Uh, Kit, hello, thank you for popping in. I decided Game Shark's Game Shark. Game Chops was a good idea for this. But hey, Kit, I'm not sure if you remember, because I don't know if I talked about about my stories that much. Do you remember Crimson Rain from college? My vampire story? But yeah, I came up with these guys very end of high school, very start of college, and actually drew a pretty short comic with the characters too, on top of a relatively short story. And I've been thinking about doing something with them again. Let's see. But yeah, so it's urban fantasy. Well, it's more like most of the world doesn't know what these things are. Um, Vampires are a thing. It's more of a virus than anything else. And the effects on most vampires are more like zombie stuff than anything. The ghouls. It's only specific ones that are like have better self-control. Who else? Patches and Karen or Kairos? Art-wise, Bonnie. Oh, Kira. Oh, I thought you were talking an actual person. Yeah, Kira, I made her. I created her in high school. I know why you miss Kira. But to be fair, that's why she was so fun to draw. I actually realized looking at references. Okay, so real talk, this character and his wife has been around since. Actually, I'd have to look at the first art. Give me a sec. I'm so curious now. I've got my DeviantArt up and everything. Okay, this was post in 2010, and the character was made several years before then. So 2017, I think, is a safe guess for when I created these guys. 2007, rather. Did I say 2017? That's not that Eric really wore the uniform, but I got a uniform reference. I got a reference of some uniforms, and I got a reference of some character profiles to go off of. Off of the Googles. Oh, so I keep getting distracted. Yes, Modern Fantasy. I've had these guys since high school. The whole thing is Eric's a vampire hunter. He's a member of Helsing, which is an organization. I know, super fucking original. And um, wow, words are hard tonight. I blame the weed. And his wife is a vampire. Well, technically I forget what they called it. I had a separate name for them. The people that were born from vampires, so they were not directly, they were like a different variety of vampires because they, don't directly need blood. They do need chemicals from human, ah, shit. That last little bit of drawing was on the wrong layer. Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, because I keep getting distracted. Maybe this was a bad idea to stream of when I'm so spazzy. Anyway, so there's like ghouls, which are basically zombies. There's like basic vampires that aren't super powerful. There's like, you know, older and more experienced vampires that are, you know, just like typical stuff, except a lot of them are relatively young. Vampires are long-lived, but this is a virus in this universe rather than like supernatural. I mean, it is partially supernatural, but not nearly as much. And then you've got the people that are, like I said, like Crimson, Eric's partner, Eric's wife, who was born from a vampire, and usually, or a ghoul. And they have the ability to psychic link with vampires nearby, not enough to control them, but enough to see what they're doing. And there's also a slight foresight to this. So basically, Crimson, along with a few others like her, act as they can find vampires on a map. Like they can link with them enough to be able to connect the organization to them and take them out. You passed Act 1 of what? Oh, the music. But yeah, these guys, they met over the course of stuff. Eric saved Crimson's life, then Crimson saved Eric's life, and it's very good. Yes! Sorry, I'm so happy. My gremlin came out just then, I'm so sorry. I'm grinning like an idiot. Okay, let's keep going. Wonder how much do I want, because I had my own design back in the day, but I'm wondering, do I keep going off of that or do something new? Do I redesign their outfits to be more military looking? I do kind of want to stick with the more simple things and not like an actual military uniform. How did I have this? Right, his was worn incorrectly, which means it wasn't. Well, technically, when he was in uniform, every member of a Helsing hunter squad is allowed to like slightly edit their uniform. Eric went a little beyond the pale when he first joined Helsing, like, or at least that's how I drew him back then. Like, he was like being rebellious by like turning his uniform into a crop top, basically. Did I have buttons or did I have a zipper? No, that's a zipper. Sorry, I keep tabbing away to look at what I had back in the day. I can't believe I didn't fucking... Okay. Oh, so one of the other things about vampires in this verse is, well, like, let me take a dang moment and see if I wrote down the name of what I called the special ones, like Crimson. I had a name for... I think... Right, a seeker. That's what I called them. Because there were seekers and there were hunters, and they worked together to get rid of, like, the vampire threat. And it's modern day and it's secret, of course. It's gotta be. It's still a little goofy, but I do think I want to do something with these guys someday. They eventually end up adopting a kid named Mina, who is also a seeker. And seekers almost uniformly have traumatic stuff in their past because they're born from people who are already infected with the vampire virus and thus are like either in the process of becoming a ghoul and going insane or words. No, that would be a bad luck. Okay, nope. We're not doing that. Let's see. If I'm doing an actual character ref sheet, then, well, first off, yet again, did it do what I wanted it to do? This is really where I stopped paying attention to human anatomy years ago problem arises. Or not, well, where it rears its ugly head, rather. But yeah, Eric's wife is a seeker, like I said, and they met each other on the job. They saved each other's lives more than once. Seekers don't need blood, but they do need a bonded human partner because there's certain hormones in a person that they have bonded with that basically makes it so they don't have to have human blood. There's medications that can cover the need for a short period of time, but not permanently. Once they've passed, like, a certain age. Okay. Nah, you're good, Acer. I wasn't really expecting anyone to watch me, to be honest. I do think this was the kind of stream that I needed, though. I liked watching you watch me do art. Like, oh, you know what's funny, Kip? Do you remember the dress-up doll I made for Pepper back in college? For Puck? The Flash doll game? Puck did an art a couple months ago where he redrew one of those outfits. I think I reblogged it, even though it was not safe for work. He's not grumpy, he's just focused. Oops. There's some aspects of my style that will always remain the same between the various decades. And, the natural, like, motions I make while doing hair are definitely one of them. I have so many characters that have this flippy bit right here on their head. need to put some concerted effort into, like, just doing some basic training with how I draw anatomy and stuff. Like, I really do need to focus in order to improve. Nah, that looks silly. Nah, that... It's gotta be straighter than that. Oh dear, there's gonna be an ad in 20 seconds. I didn't even notice that until now. Sorry about that. I'll be right where you left me when you come back from break. I don't wanna... But thou must. What am I doing? Zoomed in too much and in the wrong spot. No? Shh. Scolding my misbehaving mouse. Nope, nope, redo, come on. Okie doke. You do you, Kit. I don't think it goes all the way up around the neck. That'd be silly. Not that I know much about uniforms. Should I perhaps have done more research before designing these characters' uniforms back in the day? Probably. But also, I don't really care. My little comics never got much attention. Not that I really mind. I didn't really want the kind of fame that came with, like, my buddy Puck or some of our mutual friend Lightma. With, you know, with fame in the artist sphere comes conflict. Fabric, clothing, is another thing I need to learn how to draw. A few folks I know have been making a really impressive and concerted effort to improve their art, and it has paid dividends. So, perhaps I'll have to make some kind of attempt as well. Fingies. Most artists. Bane. I know some artists who actually enjoy them, and to that I'm like, very impressed. Oh, I don't know. My bodies are always so stiff. If I try to draw folks just standing. If I have a reference, it's easier, and I probably should have located one for this. But my brain always says, Shara, you should know how to draw this by now. Yeah, that looks silly. Hey Sandra, thank you for popping in. Hope you're having a good night. Right. I'm starting to let myself get into the fine details, which is not what I want to do. This is more supposed to be a quick and easy, like... start? It's going good. I'm getting distracted on the little things, which is not the point of this stream. The intent is simply to, like, create some, to get myself drawing a little bit more. That looks stupid. Thank you. I was never very good with feats. Oh dear. Okay, what if I just rotated you? Instead of just having to redraw the entirety of you. How's that? I understand. I know the feeling. Also trying to make myself... Yeah. It's difficult to find time, especially to find time where you have the spoons. So, like, I completely get you there. I perhaps should have done a lot more of well, I got a good chunk of non-art chores done today. I wouldn't say it's lazy. If there's a lot of stuff going on in real life, then it's becomes exponentially difficult to focus on art. Or at least that's how it's always been for me. Yeah, it's difficult too. That's part of why I haven't drawn much recently. It's like, I just wanna... I wanna play games too. And games are oftentimes a lot easier than art. God, this is just... I just turned this boot into the friggin' the boat of what's-his-face. You know, the Greek thing where, like, the original boat, like, was all of its bits and bobs were replaced, so what, like, but they kept calling it the same thing. It's not Sisyphus. Okay, give me a sec. I gotta find this. I just can't remember the dude's name. I bet you anything ends with an Issus. Was it the Argo, or am I thinking of something else? I think I must be oh, I don't remember. I'll come back to it another time. Anyway, there's a ship in Greek mythology that, bit by bit, it's completely replaced to the point where nothing remains of what it originally was. And that's basically what I did with this damn boot. Oh well. I know I haven't showed the last art I did. I was asked by a friend to do it. That made me do it. Yeah. Yeah. Having good incentive also helps. So, I know I don't draw super often, but wanting to do stuff for folks is definitely an incentive. deadlines definitely help. No. Okay, that, yeah, that. Yeah, that's always been my problem over the years as well. Self, and not just with art. Uh, Deadlines proposed by yourself, your brain really doesn't want to do them. That's why a lot of people work well under pressure. No, don't be that lazy. Come on. Sure, go ahead, Sandra. Always welcome to see other folks' art. Dang it. Aw, that turned out nice. I like it. Hope your friend does too. Yee. I'm glad. Ah, well, an attempt was made. No. No, because he's a jackwagon and not a jackwagon, but he's a little bit of a shithead and wears his stuff sideways. I forgot. Oh, this wasn't at all what I wanted to do with that, but okay. Well, yeah, I guess this part doesn't really matter so much, does it? Actually... Wait, it's... specifically... steak-shaped. Actually, I don't want it to be that over the top. Okay. Now that looks stupid. Damn it. I usually draw folks with stuff covering their crotch so I don't have to actually draw it. Mistakes have been made. Well, I can't not. How bad does this look? Kinda bad. Oh well. This is not supposed to be good, Shara. It's just supposed to be. Actually, I forget. What shape did I'm sure I made it that shape. Yeah, because it was a shield. Okay, sorry about that. No, that would be too not subtle. Though I suppose this, two crossed stakes, is not too bad. I wonder. Good enough, I guess. you. Not you either. Okay. What am I missing, Eric? It feels so stiff, but at this point I'm so far into the lineup process that fuck it. Oh, this is on the ref screen. Layer, rather. Oh, this is... Tsuteki da ne. I was obsessed with this song when I was a teenager. It was the second ever game I played after Kingdom Hearts. And the original scene where the song appears in its entirety made me cry. Here I was sitting here at like 11, 12 years old playing this game and bawling. That's not actually anything close to correct. That's just bits and pieces that my memory is giving me. Final Fantasy X is probably almost always going to be my favorite Final Fantasy. Simply, or at least one of my top favorites, simply because it was my first. I'm not good at peopling. It's just hilarious because that's all I draw. Oh, now I know what this song is. That totally... I did not get that at all until now. Not you. Oh, that's not what I meant to do at all. Okay, we're just gonna put him in some socks. Because I don't want to... deal with toes. Actually, I think, do nymphs go a little farther up? I don't remember. Anatomy is aggravating even at small scale. Crap, actually, wait, which side of his face was that on? Forgetting where my character's own scars are. Okay, yes, it was on that eye. Got it. Or not eye, rather, but that side of the face. Maybe not. I'm checking to see what looks good anyway. There's only a couple of scars on this dude that I know exactly where they're placed. The rest of them, I'm just making it up as I go along. Yeah, for the sake of the composition, I think over here works better. I think. I think that works better. Okay, good. They're roughly the same height. Good enough. I think it was on 7 when I did the last liner. Or was I on 6? Hard to say because that's a darker color. Oh. Good bot. Thank you, Saribot. We're all going to the gold saucer. Also, welcome back from shower. I do miss gold saucer shenanigans. Oh, I didn't even track that that's what this was. Oh, I don't fucking know, man. This is not about being perfect, but... I know this is transparent as shit as to why I avoided drawing the feats, but I also don't particularly care. If I ever make a more effort version of this, we'll see. So fun fact, when I first thought this story up, Crimson and Eric were just two gay guys. And then, when I got older, I was thinking about the story again one day, and I was like, no, Crimson is not a dude. Crimson is a trans woman. So... I therefore changed it, because it felt right. All rise for our national anthem. Oh yeah, so being bonded to a seeker means, for the most part, folks heal faster, they live longer, you know, if they're not killed in battle, and that sort of thing. It also makes them stronger than your standard human. I really don't know how to draw naked folks, but I especially do not know how to draw buff naked folks. because that's not at all what I wanted to do. I forget, what is this? It's so familiar. Oh, Gerudo Valley. Oh, Kit, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. Enjoy the ad-free viewing, and the making more emotes is pretty high up on my to-do list. So you'll be the first to know when I make some new ones. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta do that. Thanks for the reminder. Not tonight, but soon. The thing is, I have all of the ones I want to do, like, on a list. I just gotta sit down and do it. That doesn't look comfy for you, sir. I think your torso is too long. Yeah, that's better. Not by a ton, but better. How does one draw booty? I've drawn plenty of female booty, but I guess the the butt. I don't know. Do I make it? I truly don't know. I draw so few butts. Usually when I draw people, they're facing the front. What if I scooch this over a little? It'll do for now. Watch me draw what? Derriere, yes. Okie doke. Wait. This is not the one I want to do that with. I want to do that with these hands. Shit, I should have done that for the other hand. I was gonna keep going on his sheet, but I would also like to draw Crim tonight, and I don't know how long I'll be drawing for. Gotta remember to ensure that Crim is properly taller than... No, that's silly. Is significantly taller than Eric. No, that's too dark. I'm not exactly going to be tracing this, because Crim's features are slightly different, but this will help me keep the proportions the same. Oh, I accidentally locked it. There we go. Oh, not that. Actually, no, I always did have Krim as being kind of like, that's right, she was V skinny. I don't actually remember. See, I drew Eric in uniform. I should therefore be drawing... Aw, man, I made a mistake. By drawing on top, I made them the same height. gone much further. And we're just gonna... Okay. Now, what the hell did her uniform look like? Give me a sec. I gotta find this out. There we go. I'm not putting her in that. I'm putting her in something that looks like that, but I'm not putting her back in that. That's a little silly. I was going very deep into the sci-fi part with that, I think. Yeah, I'll draw them in their uniforms and then in casual clothes. Was this? Yeah, it was One Piece. How was this? Yes. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is a better idea. Still retains a lot of the old uniform, without making it quite so silly. Okay, that's not... I don't have to erase that. That's not proper line art yet. Actually, no, I don't want to. Let's just... What did I have on your feet, Grim? I'll have to check. I don't like this, actually. I think I was working too much in pieces, and as a result, this really did not come out well. Yeah, no, this... Well, good thing this isn't the line art. So these guys, their story actually originally had a sad ending because I was at that point in my teenagerhood. Like, they adopt a child and then stuff happens and they ended up, like, something happens and they're unable to protect themselves and whatnot. And so she's left an orphan, except they find a permanent fix to the whole vampire thing. Okay, apparently I decided something about the boots, but not enough for me to be able to tell. Okay. Tino! Hello, friendo! Thank you for popping in. I hope you're having a good night. Hey, hi, hello! Actually, I was about to say I think her head needs to be bigger, but by doing that, I'd make her head bigger than her husband's. So we're not gonna do that. We broke the server 3 times. Oh no! I saw something about that in the chat, but I was so distracted with other things that... Oh dear. Alright, come on. There. Yes, say hello to Crimson. One of the titular character, well, the titular character of Crimson Raid, which is an original story I've been working on since high school. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started on that line art. Let me save this, it's been a while. Oopsies. Oh wait, no, it was down. Hey, Frost Kamikaze. Or Frost, I suppose. Hope your night's going well. Thank you for popping in. I think our eyes actually are too big now. Cute as they are. Going okay, working on art myself. How's yours? It's going pretty well. I'm getting constantly distracted is what I'm doing. I was trying to do a relatively quick like profile sheet for the two main characters of a story of mine that no, that I don't like that either. Of a story I might be doing something with at some point here. I think we need to I've had these characters since high school, although much about them has changed in the interim. Okay, no. Good shape, though. What if I just kind of scoot you guys? Can you? Stop it. Thank you. Oopsies. Wait, I gotta make sure her earlobe is visible because she's gotta have her earring. I keep getting distracted with all the little things, but I'm trying to make this a relatively quick and quick process, but of course, perfectionism continually strikes. No, that looks silly. Don't really want to make the width change that much. No, that... I want this to appear looser. Not necessarily that her boobs are bigger, but like the shirt is looser. Yeah, this should be a little looser. Do I want it to be busier though? Nothing I'm doing is making this easier. Or better. It's not even gonna be visible. Why did I spend so much time on that? Oh shit, that's supposed to be line art, not scribbles. That's right, I didn't want to do that there. Was I done? No, I wasn't. Sorry. Is this Persona? No, Jubilife Village. It played like this. It very much has the vibes of, like, Persona 3 specifically. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. Alright, alright. Actually, what am I doing? Oops. Not that. Oh, I don't fucking know. I don't do shoes, man. This is part of why. I just now realized what the hell this was. I'm so mad. This is gonna be in my damn head. It already sometimes gets stuck there without any provocation. Okay. Oh, thank you, Frost. I only just now noticed that you said bless you. I am not firing in all cylinders. It definitely is. Okay, yeah, this has to be more over here. Getting closer. Oh, that's right. I got stunted here. What am I missing from my gal? Oh wait, that was how I wanted to do it, wasn't it? Yeah, that was everything I wanted to do on Crim, wasn't it? What if I just... Husbando! Oh no. Did their faces get out of size difference too big? Can they still reasonably smooch? Yeah. Okay. But yes. Let me just go ahead and... Oh, right. Husband and wifey. She's a vampire, he's a vampire hunter. Okay. Let me be done with messing around. Because in reality... let me go ahead and change the canvas size again. Love is messy like that. Three faces over here, I think. Then civilian outfit and, well, maybe civilian outfit here and like small. Actually, over here would probably be best to. I'm just having thinky thoughts about how to set this up for when it's a properly a thingamajig. Actually, what am I doing? So upon realization, I am really a bit too tired to keep going with this tonight, to be frank. But yes, this is Crimson and Eric, and they are two of my beans, and I might consider redoing the comic I made with them once upon a time. I need to fix Eric's eyes. Maybe his whole head, actually. If I just resize it, how weird will it look? Be smooch. That helps quite a lot, actually. He still looks a little funky. Oopsies. It wasn't quite that much, though. Something is still off about your face, sir. Not you. Basically what it was before I started messing with it. Okay. Well, now that I'm a little happier with it, do y'all want to see some of the original designs of these characters? Okay, let me go see. I know I have all of these on. Let's see. So, let me just get everything. Oh, not you, but everything else out of the way. So, this is him, a younger version of him than I drew, and not in uniform. But this is Eric. So, let's go ahead and actually. Ooh, that ain't gonna work. I got that off of my my DeviantArt from back in the day. And then we've got. Oops. No, Shara, you need to actually. Oop. This was Crimson a long time before I realized she was a trans woman. I'm sorry, Eric, you've always been a little manlet. That said, this is too big in comparison. So you've got these guys. And these guys. These were posted. Let me actually take a quick look. When did I post these? 2010. My style hasn't really changed a lot in any way that matters in the intervening years, to be frank. I'm still shitty with a lot of stuff, but I still have fun. Okay. Alright. Well, it is getting late and I should probably go to bed quite shortly, given that I have work in the morning, but thank you guys for coming out for this. I accidentally clicked a button I shouldn't have, my apologies. But I appreciate everybody who popped out tonight. I know this was different from games, but maybe I'll start doing some more art streams. I kind of missed, drawing in general, and this gives me a little bit of incentive. So, So, who is streaming tonight that I can...
The resurrection
Oops!
of Kishin.
That's not what I meant to do! Clicked a button I shouldn't have. Okay, so Icy is doing Soul Eater, which I think I might just raid Icy because Soul Eater is my jam. Night Frost, thank you so much for popping in. I'll have my schedule up probably tomorrow night. But we have some exciting things planned for next week. There's a yes, next Saturday we have a repo collab, if I remember correctly. And there's a couple other things going on. But yes, until we talk again, take care, stay safe, and have a good one. Now let's go say hi to Icy.